Yeah, okay. So dumbbells if you want to use them for tonight. Well, bring excuse me, bring the long band out as well. Drink of water. Yeah, okay. How are we doing? Are we nearly ready? Right, okay, so let's start with our warm-up. Let's start with our upper body. So what we're going to do, we're just going to circle the arms, both of them together at the same time. And then coming up. And now we're going to sort of cross them. It's a bit of a stretch. Upwards. And then let's take the legs out wide, and then we're going to bend the knees as we come down, and then straighten as we stretch up. Waking up the shoulders and the lower body a bit as well now. And we're going to change direction, so all the way up. So we're going to keep with the knees bending, we're going to keep the arms down now. So you can feel that, so you can roll the shoulders a couple of times. That's good for you. And then we're going to squeeze and hunch. So we're going to bend the knees, and then as we come up, lift the shoulders and then release them. Okay, stop squeezing the shoulders now because I'm probably getting a bit tired. We'll just keep the knees going. Put the hands on your waist if that works for you. And I'm just thinking about what we can do now. So we're going to bring the feet in a little bit, and we're going to bend the knees and then lift a foot. And then we can bring the arms down if you want to. And then we're going to make that little smaller knee bend. And bring the feet closer, and we're getting a little bit quicker until we come back into the middle. We're just coming into just a small lift of the heels. Then we're going to take the arms out in front. We're going to squeeze the shoulders forwards and back, mobilising the shoulder blades. And then we're going to take one arm forwards and the other one back with a little bend of the knees. Excuse me. Then we're just going to bring the arms down after this one. And we're just going to take it from side to side. So you've got a little bit of a twist going on there. Keep looking quite high. I'm going to bring the arms into the body into the middle, arms back out in front, and we're going to take that elbow behind and then the other side. So keep going with that. That's good. Last one. Bring the arms down. Then we're going to take the hands together and then squeeze and stretch the fingers. Going to take it up slowly and take it out to the side. Then we're going to take the arms behind and we're going to stretch, bringing in something different for a change. And then what we'll do, we'll bring the hands back in again. Stretch the fingers, take it up, take it around, and then back into that stretch for the chest. I love this stretch. And release. And if you want to, you can take your weights now. We'll try both. So this is going to do a little bit of balance work. So we're going to lift the one knee and then the opposite arm. So we can do that nice and slow, and just do it, and you don't have to follow the timing for me. Just do it in your own time. Last one on this side. And then just walking it out. And take it over to the other side. I just like to do a nice breath outwards as I sort of work, utilise the muscles. Last one. Okay, good, well done. Then we will just take the arms out to the side. So you're getting, the arms are getting out about shoulder height. And then we could do a little lift of the heels this time. And then you come down with the arms. And this will be your last one. Okay, we're going to walk it out, but as we walk it out, we're going to bring the, we're going to bring the knee up like this. So this is our hammer curl. Actually, keep the elbow in. Biceps. And then bring the arms down. Okay, then we're going to, first of all, we just take the head to one side for a stretch. Relax the shoulders. It's so easy to tense those shoulders. And then bring it into the middle, and then take it over to the other side. And back into the middle. Should we keep using these? Yes, let's do one more. So this will be our, just to raise the heart rate a little bit, we're going to do our knee kick with the opposite arm, and then a little touch back. You can either touch, or you can go down into a little bit of a back lunge. Quite hard actually when you're in socks, so, because you can lose balance. Yeah. So this will just raise the heart rate. Working into your abdominals as well. Just can't stay stable. Last two. Oh, that was terrible for me. And just walk it out for a second. Let's see if the other side's better. Okay, so that's funny, isn't it? You know, like when you suddenly think, 1 minute, what side did I just do? Okay, yeah. So now change to the other side. Two more to do. Good, okay. And then we'll just take the weights, put them to the side. So can you feel your heart rate has increased? I wonder if it's, usually I can see it on my watch. Yes, it's increased a bit, but you never know with these ones. I feel like I've done something. So tonight what we will concentrate a little bit on inner thighs. So something I omitted to say at the beginning. So with that in mind, we're going to do a little bit of stretching. So what we're going to do, we're going to, what's quite nice is you'll come across, so you do like a little flick to the side, or you can just step it. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to do the little dance. But just getting that stretch. So we're pushing the bottom behind. We're not rounding the back. We've got a nice flat back. Okay, last one. And come back into the middle. Excellent. So now we're going to just lift and lower the heels. I feel warm already. Whew, right. And then we'll take our band, if you want. I mean, you don't have to use a band for this. We'll do dumbwaiter. So of course this doesn't have to, you don't have to use a band. It's a nice one for the shoulders. Okay, so I'll do a side view. We're rolling the shoulders down the back. We're trying to keep them as relaxed as possible, and then we've got the band in our hands. Palms facing upwards. Keep the elbows into the waist as we just stretch out. So I want you to focus on shoulder blades. Can you feel them working and squeezing together slightly? And then what we do, we just come back in again. And should we do one at a time? No, let's do them both, but we'll do 3 pulses. So we'll come one, that's 1 pulse, 2 and 3, and then come back in. So I'm looking at my arms. So some people do it sort of like this. So always try and bring the hands in line with your elbows. And of course you don't have to, if you haven't got your band, you can still do, we can still do this, but you just get a bit more intensity with the band. So I think we've just got one more to do now. And release, roll the shoulders. That's it. Okay. Let's just put the band, I say put the band at the side, might as well put that band ready down on the floor. And then we'll get our mats. Well, you probably already got your mats, so I'm going to bring my extra mats in for a little bit more comfort. to the camera. For everybody. There we go. Okay, lovely. Let's make sure I get everything. Okay. So, first thing we're going to do is a little bit of tricep work. So, this you can bring in your blocks for this because the hands, just the tops, go onto that. So we're in this position, so the hands facing forwards if possible. And you've got your, well, I've got three different ways of doing this. Just keeping the bottom down and bending the elbows, but try not to put them out to the side. You want to try and keep them behind you. The other option is taking one foot, just adds a bit more weight without it being too much, or you've got your lift the bottom all the time and take the weight from that position. So I'm going for the middle position today, and then we'll do it twice over. We'll have a quick rest. I can change leg then, so if you are doing it this way you can change the leg. And then last one now, for this set. You can really feel that. And then back into position, change the leg, which is quite difficult the other side. Okay, and lean. Keeping those elbows behind. Last one. Okay, and then just bring the arms forward. You can give them a little stretch. Yeah, you can give them a little stretch into your back, lower back. Okay. Then what we'll do is we'll come up onto our knees. And we'll do a little bit of waist twist. Taking the hands out in front. So we're putting in through the abdominals slightly, relaxing the shoulders, and then we're just taking it to one side, back into the middle, over to the other side. You can feel a little bit of a pull around the rib cage and the waist. Okay, last one. So just bring the arms down for a second, and then you'll have your space in your rooms, so we can use the band if you wish. So taking the band behind, putting in, and then just taking it over. How's that going? Should we do one more on each side? And breathe in. Good. It's funny, I just prefer it. I prefer it with the band like that. Maybe it's just because the shoulders don't feel so tight. So what we're going to do now, I'm just looking at how we're going to do it. So we're going to bring the hands forward and we're just going to take one leg out to the side. So you've just got that stretch going down the inner thigh area. And then you're bringing it back in and you're taking it out to the other side. So the foot's facing forwards. Can you feel that really quite deep stretch in your adductors, in your inner thigh area? Bring it back in. And you can push back slightly. And then last one. So we will do a bit of inner thigh work shortly. And then just come back into seated position. And then we'll come down. So this one is a funny one. It's hard to explain, but we'll start with the feet in the middle, and we'll start with the hands back first, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to take the knees to one side, and we're going to bring them to the middle, and then over to the other side. So I just felt something click then. Back into the middle, and then we'll sort of add a little bit to this. Oh yeah, it really clicks when it goes that side down. Bring them back in. So you can stay in that position, or you can sort of just come into a seated position, but bring the arms up. And then this time you're going to take it out. So it's going to bring you over a little bit more. But then on your own, you're going to come back to the middle and then take it to the side. But keep stretching, so you're sort of lifting from the hips. That hurts my bottom bones. And then stretch over the side. And then back. I seem to be going forwards. And then back. And then bring the arms behind. And then just take the legs out in front. Lean back again. And we're going to just point the feet, point the foot, and lift, lower. But we're always going to bring that tension in first, and then lift and lower. It's meant to be helpful for the knees. You always want to just tense the muscles up first, so let them go, and then we've got one more on each side now. Slowly down this time, and then relax, tense the other side, and lift, slowly down. Brilliant. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to do the one that we do often at the end. We're going to either cross the feet or take the legs out, to the side. It's up to you. This is quite nice, so you don't have to go quite so far down. And we're just going to lean forwards. So you really you'll feel that really into the sides. So we're just taking the hands out in front of us, and we're just leaning forwards, but without rounding the back too much. We just want to get that stretch. It's quite a deep stretch. And if we can, we just want to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And another one. And out. And just coming up slowly. And then just really elongate back. Brilliant. Okay. So now we're going to just come on to our side, onto our elbow. knees can be bent or they can be straight. But we're going to do a side plank. So I'm doing bent knees today. That's a bit easier. So elbows under your shoulder, and all we're going to do now, to begin with, we're just going to lift the hips, pulling in through the abdominals. So we're not like this. We're pulling in and we're lifting up so we can feel it under the waist. We're going to come down, and then we're going to come back up again, and then back down. So now, just in your own time, lifting for a short while, because it's quite a lot of pressure on the, well, I find it's quite a lot of pressure on the shoulders. And if you want, you can take the arm up. Kind of just helps with the lift and the elevation. You can bring it down if you want to as you come down. So this is just sort of doing what you feel comfortable with. And we've just got one more, because it's not easy. And then what we'll do is we'll come up, we'll do a stretch of the side that we've just worked. And we're also going to do a chest stretch after this, which I think will be nice after doing that work. So we'll go straight onto the other side now. Down onto your elbow, elbows under your shoulders. Knees are bent or straight if you want. And we're going to start just with that lift, pulling in through the abdominals slightly. Shoulders relaxed, and lower back down. Now this is where you can take over, and so it's all in your own time. Just remember remember the techniques, keeping that abdominals slightly scooped, and of course you can add the arm lift. It does help actually. So a nice breath outwards as you lift, and in as you lower. Last one. And come in seated onto your side and take it over. Feel that lovely stretch. Bring that down. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring the 2 blocks or your cushion down, and we're going to work on open book straight away. Just open book on its own. So and of course, if you want to use your small weights, you can do. So we're in our clown position. I'm going to take that arm up, keep the chin tucked, hold the stretch, and return. So I always find the weight is a bit too much, and I really like it without the weight. So feel free to do whatever you feel more comfortable with. I always feel that weight's just a little bit too much for my shoulders, and you might feel the same, because it's a very deep stretch, but it's stretching the chest as well as the shoulder area, which is great, because if you think about, the chest is getting tighter and tighter with our forward head posture. We're trying to release that. So I think we'll just do one more. I've lost count now. It feels about right anyway. Lovely. Then feel free to come back up, and we'll take it over to the other side. And so whenever you're ready, just make sure your blocks are behind your head so you don't lose your head off the blocks. That's quite easy to do, isn't it? So we've just got one more to do now, and then we'll do some work on our abdominals. That's good. Suitably stretched. So then just coming up into seated position. So what we're going to do today, we're actually going to start with the roll downs and the roll up. And what we'll do is we'll do 3 of those. So we'll start with the roll down. Let's start nice and slow roll down, and then roll it back up again. We'll do it 3 times, but we'll finish off down, laying down on the floor in quick position. So just in your own time. Nice stretch forwards. Control. Control the movement. And then just all the way back down and relax. Relax in this position. So knees are bent, feet flat on the floor. Bring the arms down. So we've got feet hip width apart and knees. No knocking knees. We're going to just start with our pelvic curl. So that's a little lift with a squeeze at the bottom, and then thinking of it, the vertebrae just coming back down into the floor, just gently, and then squeeze again, little pelvic curl, and then just rolling back through, and then squeeze and lift. So it's only a small lift. Just waking up the back muscles and vertebrae, which is very nice. And then just come back now into our quick position. So we've got a little bit of our sort of neutral spine position. We can take a weight. Let's do rib cage closure. And actually, before we do the rib cage closure, we're going to lift the shoulder blades off. Then we're going to just place them back onto the floor. Then both arms come back, but of course we're not lifting the rib cage, we're keeping it back in the neutral spine position. Abdominals working quite hard to stay in that position. Just don't let the back lift. Breathing out. So nothing is changing here, apart from my tummy rumbling. How are we doing? So this is going to be your last one. I'm going to bend the elbows and just take the weight out of the way. Okay, so just readjust, get yourselves comfortable. Then we're going to take the hands behind your head, so you've got a slight chin tuck. I'm going to start just with our ab prep first. So this is engaging the abdominals, so squeezing into the tummy, and I'm going to lift and lower. So just get this right. We're not pulling the head forwards, keeping it in that same position. Keeping your back nicely placed into the mat. You can't do it and talk. We want to breathe out as you lift, breathe in as you lower. So we're going to do 2 more. And then we're going to just let the back lift up, which is quite unusual because we don't do exercises in this position. And then we're going to bring the back into either kind of place down into the mat or just in a neutral position. And then we're going to lift one leg into a tabletop position. And we're going to lift and lower. So as we lift, we bring the knee in slightly. And as we lower, we just take it out away. Okay, let's do the last one on this side. And let's take a quick rest. So I'm going to let you take your arms away for a second, especially if the shoulders are feeling a bit tense. And let the back sort of just lift a bit. Just gives it a bit of a stretch. Okay, so we're going to lift the other leg up now. And we're going to place the hands behind your head again, so we've got that nice and firm into the hands, and the back is slightly printed to lower, so you can really feel this one working. Got 2 more to do. Bring that head back down, just bring the arms down by your side. Good, well done. And then if you want to, just stretch the legs out for a second and let the back lifts then naturally, doesn't it? And then bending the knees again. Let's come up into tabletop position. So back now is definitely imprinted, and we're keeping the head down, and we're going to tap the toes. And we're breathing out as we tap, keeping that back in the same position, nothing's moving here. We've got 2 more to do, and then we'll bring our knees into the chest, and that will just relax back off. It's very nice. And then we're going to go back into tabletop position, and we're going to flex the feet like this. So just find that position, and this is a bit more, feels like a bit, it's always a bit more of a challenge because it's further, you're going further down, but you don't have to touch the floor. You can keep it higher, it's up to you. Last one. So it's quite a challenge, isn't it? You can feel that. Just bring those knees in so they feel nice relaxing and releasing the back off. Okay, we're going to bring the feet down to the floor. So what you can do with this one, this is going to be some shoulder bridge work, and in a minute, if you want, you can bring the weights in. I'll show you what I mean. I always take the block away because I think it's just better for my neck, and so you can try that. Feet are flat on the floor, so we're just going to go up into our basic bridge position. So your bottom's doing all the work. So if I let that go, it just comes back down. So lift in these muscles, relaxing the shoulders, but we're not lifting like this. We're not tensing the back. So now in this position, you should feel the back isn't too tense. So it's these muscles doing the work. We're just going to lift a heel and then the other. So just lift and lower. Click. And then after this one, let's just roll down. We're coming down through each vertebrae. So it's a very slow roll down. And if you feel any tension or you think you might get cramp, it's always good to do a bit of a stretch between each one. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to take the weights, just place them on the hip bones, and we're going to just add a little bit of weight. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down halfway, we're going to squeeze the bottom and lift, and then we're going to go all the way down. So we're going to go up, halfway, up, down, halfway, up, down. So just in your own time. Your glutes are going to work quite hard. They're going to be firing. How does that feel? It's a bit of a challenge, isn't it? Let's do one more. And then take the weights away. Okay, and then we're going to stretch the legs and just flex the feet. And then we're going to come back up and we're going to bring the knees into our chest and roll up. Okay, so we're going to come onto our sides. Now, because we're going to do just that inner thigh work, I'm going to put, so if you want to put your blocks or anything you've got there to support that top leg, so the top leg's coming out in front, and then we've got the hip being supported, and then we've got the arm coming behind, and this is the leg that's going to do the work, the bottom leg now. So let's just circle that leg. And then we're going to change direction. So we're trying to lift it as high as we can. Okay, bring the leg down, flexing the foot now, and we're going to do 1, 2 and down. So you're going to kind of pulse it up there, come down, pulse it up and down. So you're going to start to really feel that on the inner thigh area. And then then we're going to pulse and lift it and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Thank you. Yeah, that was good. And then we're just going to go just quickly into a clown position. We're going to lift the leg off, and then we're going to clam it. So leg lifted, knees lifted, knee lifted. Okay, last one. And just come up onto your front and just come up, coming onto the other side. So bring the blocks. Stretching out. That's it. And then once you're comfortable, we're going to circle. So we've got a stretch under the waist, and a slight lift if you can. And we're going to change direction. And then we're going to bring that leg down. We're now going to flex the foot, and we're going to lift, pulse and down. Keeping the foot flexed. Okay, so now bring that leg down. Now we're going to do those pulses. So we're coming up and we're pulsing. We're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, and bring it down. And then just into your clam position. And we're going to lift the top leg and then open the clam. Lifting under the waist slightly. So now let's think about this. Squeeze as we lift that leg, squeeze into your bottom. Don't just lift it for lifting's sake. Same with this, squeeze into that bottom to work the glute medius muscle. I think this will be your last one. There you go. And then just stretching the legs away and just coming onto your backs to get a little glute stretch in as we've done. Work, and then we can do an inner thigh stretch as we come up to seated. So we'll start with the stretch where we've got both legs straight. The right leg's going to go over to the left, onto the left knee, and then we're just going to encourage that knee, the right knee, over towards the floor. Try and sort of get it to a point where you feel like you're getting the stretch in this area. I can sometimes feel it in my knees. So you might have to move it around just to ensure. And then just take that leg and straighten it and change to the other side. Try not to kind of take the back across either. It's not about what we're doing with the back, it's about what we're doing here. here into the glutes. And then release. And we're going to bring the knees into your chest. And we're going to roll up from that point. And in seated position, we're going to take the feet together and stretch these adductor muscles. So we're kind of encouraging the shoulders down. And we're going to breathe. And as you breathe out, think about the shoulders relaxing down into it. Last one. Okay, brilliant. And just come into a seated position, whatever you feel comfortable with. Brilliant. Okay, well done. We're going to take in the arms out and we're going to take a breath in and out. And in again. And out. Wonderful. That's the end. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much.